G'day folks, this is Shane. We're here to check out the Mod Duo from Mod Devices. This particular pedal started as a Kickstarter idea and then it came into fruition through some backing online, so it's an awesome thing to see that happen and come out with such a great pedal. Believe it or not, this particular pedal is an entire pedal board. And what I mean by that is via any web browser, once you connect this to your computer, you can browse the internals of this thing and place any pedal in any order you like. It does have two hardware buttons on the front, so say you always want a dirty overdrive sound or a distorted tone, you can have that as an always on pedal and then use these two as something else. You're not just restricted to using this with guitar, you can use it with bass, violin, anything. It has synthesizers in here, it has octave effects, lots of cool stuff, and just about every effect in its ever-growing library. Anytime there's an update available for this, you'll see a notification in your browser window once you connect to the device, and it's as simple as clicking go and then you're done. A huge thanks to Mod Devices for sending this out. I absolutely appreciate it. This is almost a limitless platform for getting great tones. One thing I should point out too, being this is in the digital realm, the pedals stack extremely well together. It feels very analog, very legit. It's got plenty of delays and choruses and all kinds of effects for those people who are into that stuff as well. If you'd like to find out more about the Mod Duo, I'll post all links on screen and in the description below. Let's do it. Alright, so the best way to start this is to make a board that I would actually use if I was to use this unit live. So let's go ahead and show you how that would sound, and then we'll go through some of the effects as well. So being that I'm predominantly a blues player, let's grab a tube screamer. Maybe let's grab a second tube screamer. Let's try this overdrive MDA as well. And we're going to grab some delay, because delay is always nice. We're going to grab this stereo tape echo, or stereo echo. It's a delay pedal. Now the way we hook this up is we grab the patch cables and we clip them together. We can move these anywhere within the space, of course, just for ease of use. And if we double click on any of the pedals, we get a close-up view. So we can hook all these up nice and easily. I'm going to turn a few of them off first before we get going. Let's turn them all off. Double click on the board, it zooms this back out. So we're going to bring this in over here and bring this to the output, which I can't see. We're just going to scroll across a little bit. There we go. This 5K monitor is huge. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. We're going to try this on the clean tone first. I'm playing into my Super Reverb. Let's go ahead and try this. That's bridge and middle pickup. Let's go ahead and have one of the overdrives on. The way I'm going to run this is with the gain down, the tone up, and have it as a bit of a rhythm pedal. So let's go ahead and turn on the first one. Sounds great already, I love it. Let's go ahead and kick on one of the lead boost pedals, which will be this one. So let's see how this sounds. There's a reason guys like Stevie Ray and countless other people use two tube screamers together. That's why it sounds absolutely great with the Strat, fattens it out and does all kinds of great stuff. So let's try this MDA overdrive with it now as well. I'm just going to back the gain off and turn the level up. So one tube screamer on and the other overdrive pedal. Let's give this a go. play that all day. It actually sounds fantastic with both of these on. Alright, so I've just adjusted some of the stereo echo. We're going to see how it sounds now in combination with both of the tube screamers. So let's try this. Just for kicks now, let's see how it sounds with all three of the overdrives on as well as the stereo echo. One of the benefits I already see of this over a lot of other pedals is how well the pedals actually stack together, which is pretty rare sometimes when you're dealing in the digital realm. Alright, so that's my board. Nice and simple. 3 overdrives and a delay. What more do you need? So my always on pedal will be this tube screamer. So what I'm going to do is leave that on and leave the delay on as well because I'm a delay nut. I absolutely love it now. And we're going to assign this pedal, which is the tube screamer. Now we click this little control panel icon here and we get to select which foot switch we want it on. So we want to put it on number 2. So foot switch 2, done. Then we can close out of this and we'll do the same with the overdrive here. Assign this to foot switch number 1 and then we are done. Alright, let's take a look at the pedal now. As you can see, it says tube screamer off and overdrive off. We're going to go bridge and middle pickup to start with. Overdrive on. Sounds great. Let's try it with the other tube screamer. Yeah, and both. So we're seriously stacking on the gain. I think it sounds great with either of these overdrive pedals on top of the tone. Just food for thought, another way you could use this pedal is to set up the same overdrive on both sides and have one louder than the other or have one with more overdrive than the other. Be another really great way of getting the same sound but just louder and with more gain. So yeah, you could play around with the volumes and drives and tone controls on each and just have a really basic rig that does the business. So let's take a look now at some of the effects that are available. I've just lined up all of the distortion and overdrive pedals, so we're going to go ahead and see how these sound. We might just line them up like this actually, and then we'll daisy chain them together. So we've got plenty to choose from, but not too much that you're going to get option paralysis. I'm sure as different versions of the software become available, more of these will get added as well. So let's go ahead. Oh, I'm going to move this across. And that's what happens when you stack 7 pedals together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Okay, so let's try the big muff to start with. This is my clean tone on my Tokai Love Rock. We're on both pickups right now. big muff.
Alright, cool. Sounds like a big muff.
DS1.
Let's crank the gain. Bridge pickup.
Over to the fuzz face now. Let's give this a shot.
Sounds really cool.
Over to the hog's foot, which I don't know what this is yet.
Boost.
Alright, completely changes the tone, that one. Alright, over to the tilt tone.
Alright, sounds like a bit of an off-clean kind of thing. I'm not too sure what that is.
Back to the overdrive we were on earlier. And over to the tube screamer. Cool. Let's go ahead and stack two of these. I've got the DS1 on, and then I'm going to click on the big muff. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, man. Cool. I need a third hand. Over to the Dynamics tab now, and we're going to grab a compressor. The easier one, the better. And we're also going to move these around. I like my compressors after the distortion pedals normally, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that as well. And we'll do it this way. So let's try this. Don't need that. Alright, let's get nice and close here. This is with the compressor off on neck pickup. Compressor on. Not sure if I'm really feeling a lot of difference there. Let's go ahead and change the parameters. Let's turn up the gain a little more. The attack a little quicker. So we boosted the output as well. Let's try it now with the overdrive as well. And with the compressor off. Man, it makes a huge difference. And unlike a lot of actual compressors, this actually feels good to play. So it's a win-win.
Over to the filter setting now, and I've chosen the auto wah called the FOMP. The overdrive is now off. I'm just going to visually show you one of the EQ pedals. As you can see, it's pretty intense, got lots of different settings on here, but we'll skip that one for now. Let's go over to the Modulation tab now and grab a few of these. So we're going to grab a chorus, we're going to grab a phaser, because phasers are always fun, ring modulator, because ring modulators are the greatest effects pedal ever. Anyway, that'll probably get a few thumbs down, but I can't use them. That's why I don't like them. And we've got a tremolo, because tremolo rocks. And that'll about do it. So let's go ahead and daisy chain these guys up, and we'll see what they sound like. We're going to go ahead and turn them all off so they don't go crazy. And that will go to the out. So let's start with the tremolo pedal. Tremolo is one of my favorite effects. I really love it. This is bridge pickup. Sounds pretty nice. Over to the ring modulator now, and this is one effect I've never really understood. It takes correct notes and turns them kind of weird. So it has a frequency control. Let's try the frequency at 9 o'clock to start with. Let's turn the frequency up, because I can't really feel it doing much other than pulling signal out. That's ring modulator, folks. Alright, I've just cranked some of the parameters now. Let's try this. And that will absolutely do that. Phaser 2, let's try this. Sounds pretty good. Over to chorus flanger now. Let's give this a go. It's pretty nice. Over to the reverb tab now, and we've got one called Roomy. Let's try this. We're going to leave the chorus and flanger on just for kicks. Put the chorus flanger off, and we're going to turn the mix up so it's going to be more wet. It's a really, really nice sounding room reverb. Beautiful. Alright, over to the simulator section now, and we've grabbed some speaker cab simulation as well as some amp emulation as well, or simulation. So, alright, this should completely change the sound of what I've got. So, let's try this with some chords. Considering we've already got a 412, let's go ahead and change this to 212. Alright, let's change this from Stanford to maybe Bass Woman. Well, gee, I wonder what this could be. Alright, let's turn the gain up. Let's get it firing. That sounds fantastic. That would be a great recording tool. Just for reference, let's turn these off and you'll hear the sound completely change. Man, makes a huge difference. Let's try the DC-30, which I'm guessing could be a Vox. Let's go ahead and mess with the guitar cabinet here. We can also add treble and bass as well. Let's try the 112, add a little bit more bass and treble, maybe turn the output up slightly. Yeah, it's completely different. I always like the 212 or the 210 vibe. It's pretty sweet. Let's try the Bassman one. Woo, yeah. Man, that's fantastic. That sounds really cool. One thing I should point out from a recording perspective and someone who's produced albums for myself and other people is if you've only got one amp and you've got this pedal, you can essentially have lots of different flavors of tones on your album with just your one amplifier. So it's a very handy tool. Over to the Spectral Tab now, and I've just hooked up the Boss OC2, or the Guitar Ricks OC2 I should say. Man, I really dig these OC3s and OC2 pedals. These octave pedals really add a really cool dimension. I had a friend who always used to use one of these in his sound, and it inspired me to do the same. He took out a lot of the high end, so he just had the low end, and I'm going to emulate this right now. So let's go back and grab a Tube Screamer, for example. We'll put this in the chain. And it just fattens things out nicely, man. It's such a great sound. A lot of people don't think about doing this, but he played in a lot of three-piece bands, and this particular sound worked fantastically. So let's go ahead and try this. Just adds that nice bit of bottoms. A little bit of bottoms and a lot of extra flavor, just with it off. And back on. Adds a nice fatness, so you can definitely get some great sounds out of that tab as well on this unit. Alright, over to the utility tab. We've got some gain pedals. We've also got a smart looper, which is pretty sweet as well. We've got an X fade, which I'm not too sure what this one does right now. And we've got a switch box. Man, there's so much stuff that you can do with this. It's absolutely insane. So many great effects. We've got vocoders and subsynths and fractal doubler. And we've got a detuner if you want to get kind of crazy. And we've got this. So we can essentially stack up as many of these as we want into the, or onto the pedal board. Daisy chain them any way we like. Have them run in stereo or mono. If we want to run an effect in stereo, we simply run it out like this and out like this. Not all of the effects have the option for stereo though, so it just depends on the type of effects, but most modulation pedals have the ability to be able to run in stereo. And then you simply run it out from the pedal into two amplifiers or a stereo recording source, whichever you prefer. So there you go, look at that. It's got lots of great stuff. What can I say? It's actually exceeded my expectations, which is really cool. And I like the fact this is all visual and all very, very simple. You don't need any third-party software other than just what comes with the pedal. You hook it up, connect from a browser, and you're good to go. So yeah, lots of great effects. This video could go for 3 hours, but I thought it better well not, because it will take me 15 days to upload. So yeah, there we go. Nice and cool. There's lots of great stuff. Alright, right now I don't have the effects pedal hooked up to the computer, and you can still adjust everything that's on here. So these two buttons and wheels both turn, and they're push buttons as well. So if you hold this one down, it'll bring up the banks so you can cycle through everything that's here. If you click all, you can go through some of the presets that you've made, as well as other ones that are already built in. As you can see down here, I've got my dual TS9 and delay, which is the one that I'm using right now. And I've also got my test board, which should be down the bottom here somewhere, Shane's test board. So I can easily swap between different pedal board setups that I've got. And if we hold this down, it will just take us back to this screen. As you can see, I've got two tube screamers. You can, of course, adjust those settings via the hardware keys as well. Thanks for watching. My name's Shane. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions about the pedal or the demo, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Let me know your thoughts on the tones of this. I absolutely love the sounds of the overdrive stacked. I think it's something pretty cool. It definitely has the effects platform for just about any musician out there. Like I mentioned at the start, you can use this for any stringed instrument, even acoustic guitar. It'll work great because it's got compressors and room reverb built into this thing, and all kinds of different effects that will work great with bass, violin, you name it, it's got it all. The basic concept of this is to align the pedals in any order that you see fit on your computer. It then saves it in here. You can also download other people's pedal boards and settings via the Mod Devices website. You're not just limited to using this on your computer, it also has two big LED screens here, so these two hardware keys become available when you're not in computer mode. One of the things I really dig about this is the simplicity of just having two hardware buttons. It doesn't have 16 buttons on the front, all these different menus. Once you set it up for your particular sound, you can assign these two buttons to whatever you like. That makes it nice and easy to use. Thanks again to Mod Devices for sending this out. I absolutely appreciate it. If you want to find out more about this pedal, I'll post all links on screen and in the description below. Wow, even more videos. Check them out. Don't forget to subscribe if you do like the video you just watched, and if you don't, all good. Check out one of these four, you might enjoy it more.